Let's get ready for Monday Mortgage Minute with your hosts, Tom McNamara and Bruce Woodburn.
Good morning, Tom. How are you?
Welcome to a new episode. Welcome. So I'm sitting here with my friend Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger from CrossCountry Mortgage. Bruce, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, Tom. Tom, thank you so much for this. I really enjoy working with you, and I can't wait to see what's going on in the real estate market right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here, Bruce. Same here. So this morning we've got two topics that we're going to cover. Well, it's kind of three, but two, right? So we're going to cover what's going on in the mortgage market because a lot is happening there. We're going to cover what's going on in the real estate market, right? The actual sales and what's going on, inventory, what's going on there. And then we're going to talk about something that's really important, I think, is how to improve your ability or your capability to have more buying power, right? And to be able to buy more home or buy a home, in the first place, right? So I think
Absolutely.
Those are two things that I think we can get through today.
I think those are great topics. Let's get started. So tell me,
absolutely. Bruce,
do you want to start this morning with the real estate market, or do you want me to hit the mortgage market right off the bat?
Why don't you tell us what's going on in the mortgage market?
All right. So first things first, you are seeing interest rates on the rise. It may seem unfortunate, but it's going to give you some opportunities, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But we're seeing inflation. We saw unemployment way higher than we thought it would, and that's driving interest rates up. We're expecting the Fed to make 3 more Fed hikes, likely a quarter point in March, a quarter in May, and a half in June. That's going to start driving interest rates up a little bit higher. So my advice to you is get in the market now before we start seeing those rate increases. And you have to remember, it's not about the interest rate. It's about the rate of return. And Tom and I discussed this, that it doesn't matter what the rate is. It's never better to rent. Tell me a little bit what's going on in the real estate. What's that?
Yeah, real estate market. I've got a little chart here. This is this comes out monthly from the MLS that we're in, right? The Stellar MLS. So this a pretty big area of Florida, right, of Central Florida. So you see here we've got the things that I wanted to point out was the January 22 to January 2023 up here in the upper left-hand corner. Yes. You'll notice that we have 112% more inventory, right? So, I mean, that's a lot of inventory or a lot of active listings. And that shows all the way down in the lower right corner, right? The months of inventory. We went from 1 month of inventory where literally every month we were selling every home that came on the market. Point. Exactly. It was less. Yeah. And now we're at 4 months. Right. Last month we were at 3 months. This month we're at 4 months. So that means there's more inventory available, which I'm finding out there in the market. As I work with buyers, we have more choices. We have more things that we can look at. Right. So what is the opportunity in that, Bruce? The opportunity in that is that if you are a qualified buyer, if you're ready to go, there's more to choose from. The sellers know that. Right. And they're going to have to they're just going to have to work with you. They're going to have to adjust price.
Well, they're more willing to work with you too, Tom.
Absolutely. They're going to be well read. I mean, there's all kinds of things that that people are going to be doing that they weren't doing before, right? So I think that's a great thing for buyers. But if you look at it from a seller's perspective, right, I think the thing you want to focus on is the average sales price, right? So January of 2022, we were at 403,000, right? January 2023, we're at 430,000. So even though we have a market that is slowing down and not moving as fast, house prices still appreciated 7% annually. Okay?
Well, and I can say that if you look at your stock portfolio and your 401k that lost 20% last year, here you had a gain of what, 7 or 8%?
Yeah, 7%. And if I don't want to get too far into the weeds on this, but most people leverage, right? Most people get a mortgage when they buy a home. So they might have, in January 2022, they might have put down, let's say, $40,000, but their gain is $1,000. That's a much bigger return than if you just look at the percentage, the 7%. That's almost 80%.
That's about an 85% return on your investment.
Exactly. So, that's why I say, that even though things are slowing down a little bit, there's opportunity to buy long term, right? Whether it's a year, 2 years, 5 years down the road, long term real estate has always been a good investment.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. And we were talking a little bit. Go ahead.
Sorry. Let's get on to the next topic. Let's get on to, if somebody's not ready, right? If somebody's not ready to buy, how do we get them ready to buy? Right?
Well, it all depends what their reason for not buying is, Tom. Like if their reason for not buying is, they're just not motivated, that's different. But when it comes to people that aren't ready to buy or don't think they're ready to buy, it could have something to do with their credit score, which affects your buying power. So now some people may say, I want to increase my score, but they qualify right now. Don't wait. Buy now. We can fix your credit. By the time it's ready to refinance, your credit will be higher and you'll get a better rate then. But for those of you that may not think you're in a position to buy, and you may or may not be if your credit is tarnished or your overall usage on your credit cards is too high, I have 4 steps to increasing your buying power and credit score. First is we will pull your credit and review your credit. Second is we will run a credit analyzer. Now, here's the thing, Tom. Most people think that they can just pay down their credit cards and their scores are going to go up. But most people don't understand that if you pay off derogatory debt, it's going to make your credit worse. Let us run an analyzer. We'll tell you which debts to pay off, which debts to pay down, which debts not to touch. The third step is you have to follow the process. So I can give you a diagnosis and I can give you a game plan, but if you don't follow the game plan, it doesn't work. And then the fourth step is we will run that rescore. And I can tell you, we are seeing people increase their scores by between 20 and 150 points just by following some basic steps. And you'll find that if you take your credit cards and you're like, they're all a little overextended, and you start paying a little extra on each one, they don't go anywhere. Let us give you a game plan, follow the process, you'll get the most out of it. And that's how you not only increase your buying power, Tom, but you get a better rate when it comes to getting a mortgage, which gives you a lower payment.
Sure, absolutely. That is great stuff. The first thing I heard you say, Bruce, was get your score pulled by a mortgage professional, right? And
that's right.
And I think that's a key thing that a lot of people that I've talked to that are credit challenged will disagree with. And I struggle with it because what they think that pulling their credit is going to hurt their credit dramatically. And
that's one of the biggest misnomers that there is. That is a falsity. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? Because it does impact at a point or two.
That's
Whereas not paying a bill on time, nope, that impacts your credit score 30, 40, 50 points, right?
At least.
So, yes. Focus on what's important, right? And not what's unimportant. And if your credit, honestly, I think this is my opinion, if your credit's so bad that knocking it down 1 or 2 points is going to severely impact you, then you really need to get a few other things in life first, right?
We have to really analyze your priorities at that point. I agree with that.
But we will do that. I understand, Bruce. One of the things that I understand, and let's talk about credit ratios real quick, because we were talking about debt to income ratio, right? And I know that's really important, like how much you have coming in versus how much you have going out. But one of the things that I found as I went on the credit journey, right, and learned about credit and how it works, is that keeping your overall credit usage below 30% is really good.
That's
And keeping it
ideal.
below 10% is the best, right?
Yeah, even below 5% can make a difference. But what happens is different cards and different creditors analyze you and report differently. For instance, I ran a credit analyzer for a client the other day that was maxed out 100% on a Capital One. I ran the analyzer to pay that off. First, we started paying it to 50, then 30, then 10, then 5. You know, it made no difference whatsoever on their score. But then I took another card and just paid it down to 30%, and their score goes up by 32 points. So the consumer doesn't know which one is going to give them the greatest impact, but we do when we run the analyzers.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. I didn't even know you could do that, right? So I knew that you could do a rescore, and I knew you could give advice on like which ones would be best to do it on, but I did not know that you got to that level of granularity. So Bruce, if somebody wanted to do that, what would be their first step?
So call me or apply online. You can call me. All my contact information is attached to this video.
It's down below.
Yep. Website. You can apply online. We always will offer you a phone consultation, an in-person consultation, or a Zoom meeting. But our goal is to help you get out of renting, or if you wanted to buy that bigger house that you've been dreaming about, let's help you get into that. And don't be as concerned about the rate. Now, the rate has an impact, but we're going to fix the rate later on. And when it comes to refinancing with any of the loans that I do for you, we will refinance you in the future with no lender fees whatsoever.
All right. So you said that twice now. It sounds like it's impactful. Give me a ballpark. I know you can't give me an exact, but give me a ballpark. If I did that with you, with your, it's not going to cost you lender fees versus it is. What am I saving? Am I saving $500 or am I saving a little bit?
Oh,
more?
no, you could be saving between $1,400 and $2,000 off a typical lender fee. Ours are set in advance, but we give you all kinds of different discounts when you're a repeat customer to us. And I'm a direct lender, so we don't charge any excessive fees, and we always get our clients the best rate right from the beginning. So, but we since you're part of the family at CrossCountry, once I've done your mortgage, you always get additional discounts that really do pay off.
That's fantastic, Bruce. We're gonna get ready to wrap up here real quick, but let me just tell you that for I think you and I are working together now for almost 2 months, and I didn't know you before. I knew of you. Started working with you over the last couple of months, and it has been fantastic. I actually just said this to my friend Greg this morning at breakfast, that I have never had as good of a lender relationship as I have with you. You've jumped in there. You've helped me with quite a bit of stuff. You've helped my customers quite a bit. I know that we're closing some loans together. We're working on a few more together. And the service level has been nothing short of exceptional. So I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank you for continuing to get on this show and doing it with me. I think it's really cool for a lot of people.
Well, I appreciate those kind words. Those mean a lot to me. We know we have to work hard to make sure that all of our systems are giving the clients more than they expect. But I want to say the same thing to the listeners out there. Not only is Tom amazing, he's a great team. He knows what he's doing. And I have no problem in referring clients to Tom because I know you're in great hands when he's out helping you negotiate. And he's a monster when it comes to negotiation. So if you're a client out there looking to choose a real estate agent, you got to give Tom a call. He is amazing. I trust him with my own money and my own clients.
Awesome. Well, thanks very much, Bruce. We're going to go ahead and wrap up today. I hope you have a wonderful week, and look forward to seeing you soon.
Yep. I'll see you next Monday, if
All
not
right.
sooner. Thanks, Tom.